or let's say 10 people cultivate 10 acres, it means that we are looking at about 100 acres, right? And at the end of the day, we all harvest into the same markets, the same week, the same day. Go to Abobochi, go to Kaneshi, go to the Belt major market. You see a lot of rotten foods. And we don't preserve them. We don't turn it into anything, or we don't can them, or we don't do anything. So all those foods, you go to other parts of the country who are those parts that farmers are cultivating vegetables, they cultivate them big, very big, with the idea that the more they produce, the more they can earn. What is the reason? The reason is because most of the market women, they are into quantity and not into quality. And that's just another risk, because it means that the person will need to apply more chemicals and more fertilizer so that he can get more.
We are talking about farming as a business in terms of financing. How do you guys finance all these costs? Because we are talking about 40,000, 16,000. It's not since you started farming. Has there been any institution that came here to your land to check whether you are following a certain protocols? Or you do whatever?
He used to work with Adidas. Today, he's out here at 5 a.m. watering pepper seedlings.
For somebody who started working at Adidas as an IT person, I believe, why would you want to quit that line of job to come into farming?
Okay, yes. So
this is a story of two young men, one an IT professional who worked in the corporate world and traveled outside the country, the other a businessman and farmer. Together they partnered to start a farm. Of course, we had to ask why.
So fine, my background wasn't farming, but I started farming with my grannies when I was very young. But my background is computer science. I did IT, so I used to work with Adidas, other oil and gas companies. But then I remember when I went to Germany, I saw how they did their farming, and it actually blew my mind. I said, when I come back, this is what I'm going to do. So I came back and I met my brother and our senior man who were already in farming, and we partnered and we started this.
In today's video, we talked about how they acquired their land, their choice of crops, challenges they faced, budgeting and their cost breakdown, importance of bookkeeping, how they raised money for their farm, sales and marketing and its challenges, strategies to make enough on the farm, and of course we ended with some fun.
We are taking you back to SHS or GHS. The question is simple. What is photosynthesis?
If these are topics you are interested in, kindly hit the like button, and if you've not subscribed yet, kindly do so. And hey, go check our sponsors out, www.afoamdirect.com, the platform that is making marketing of agriculture produce very easy. Just register, post a picture of your produce, and get connected to buyers all across the country. If you need any kind of agriculture service and rentals, it's right there on the platform. Agriculture made very simple.
Today we are here at JM Farms at Kaswa. We have the two young men who started this beautiful project, and we would want you to introduce yourselves to us. We have
Michael Edu
and
Jamel.
Okay. All right. How did the farm, JM Farm, come about?
Okay, thank you, Selassie. All right, so you agree with me that every Ghanaian youth has this eagerness to do something for himself, for his family, and also for the nation. Sometimes we all have our different interests. However, Ghanaians, as we are farmers. I mean, we are born farmers. So irrespective of wherever your background is, sometimes there's a little piece of farming in your blood. If you find it, you will see. So fine, my background wasn't farming, but I started farming with my grannies when I was very young. But my background is computer science. I did IT, so I used to work with Adidas, other oil and gas companies. But then I remember when I went to Germany, I saw how they did their farming, and it actually blew my mind. I said, when I come back, this is what I'm going to do. So I came back and I met my brother and our senior man who were already in farming, and we partnered and we started this.
What do you do on your farm? What are some of the crops you grow on the farm?
Okay, so we do bell pepper greens, we do okra, We also do cabbage. So currently, we have okra ongoing, and we have some land also plowed for green pepper for the season.
Okay.
So the first green pepper that we did is almost out of the season, and we normally do it in phases. So before this one ends, another crop is long going. So we almost say 24/7, apart from Sabbath, which are Saturdays.
Saturdays, okay.
But Sundays throughout the Fridays, we are always here.
So how did the partnership come about? How did you start the partnership? I know there are lots of people out there who would want to partner. The partnership culture in Ghana here is very poor. I might say is very poor. So how did two young people put their heads together to agree that they want to start a farm?
Oh, okay. Yeah, like what you said, but I was already into.
Okay.
I started it on 2018. So I guess passing by then, I saw someone that grow a beautiful pineapple, looking in the line. It was so nice, and I pack, and I just look around. And I said, "Wow, I'll also do some."
Okay.
So when I said that, I just moved to the next town. And then that town is called Ahintia.
Okay.
Then I just packed it and asked for the chief there. Then someone directed, so lucky someone directed take the chief into the chief.
Okay.
And he gave me a small portion, about 1 acre, for me to start a pineapple. So I started doing it, and that's very year. So I didn't waste the time on that.
Okay.
So as I was doing, then I want to expand it. So I moved to a farm place to acquire a bigger acre of land, about 15 acres. Then I grew up the maize.
Okay.
So now I do that one too. Then I came back and apart for 20 acres of land here.
Okay.
It's the other side. So for me to start doing the pineapple. So it was the pineapple that I was doing. Then my dad, my godfather, told me to I should come here so that I can do the continue farming more than what I'm doing. I said, okay, that's fine. So when I came here, my place and here is not far.
Okay.
Just close. So I just developed so much interest here, so that I could find some potential here, much more than that place.
Okay.
So I decided to move and forget even though I'm still on the pineapple.
Okay.
But right now, all my targets is on the vegetables and how I will do it and do it perfect, so that everybody will benefit from me. And unfortunately, my elder here is also my senior brother.
Okay.
Actually, we are in the same district of church, in one church.
Okay.
But at first, he wasn't my friend.
Okay.
But one day, when we went to the dinner meeting, then we met. He saw me on my page and all that. So he wanted to, partner with me.
Okay.
So, wow. If you really want to do that, then my hands are open.
Okay.
So I explained everything for him to understand the business.
Okay.
The challenges and how if we are able to face the challenges, the benefit that will come up. So when I brought him, they also show interest. I could see that he can partner with him. So he come with wholehearted.
Okay.
So that's what we met, and I think it is cool.
It is
for me to have him, my wonderful elder, my church elder.
Oh, that's nice. So your church elder is now your partner.
Yeah.
But if we're talking about partnership, you agree with me that it comes by trust.
Yes.
Ghana, we have issue with trust, and that's our main challenge. You're working with somebody, and either the person goes away with your money, or he says and doesn't do the job.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you find out even if it was a bank loan or any other investment, it goes down the drain.
Yeah.
And few people will be able to withstand that the second time and the third time, and probably they go and they'll never come again. So if you're able to see the person who has the enthusiasm, who is trustworthy, and you can partner with the person, has the knowledge to do it, the heart in the job to do it, I think it's the basic requirement that you can need. Money can come and go, but then if the person still has a will to push on, there's always going to be the way forward.
Okay. So give us a brief about JM Farms. What do you do? What is your land capacity, your land size, and any other details that about JM Farms?
Good, sure. So you can see the shots. You realize that we have a very big land. How many acres are we talking about?
Oh, right now we have we occupy on 5 acres, 5 acres to 6 acres.
Okay,
But you have more than that. But this is what right now we are occupying
Where we
on
are.
it. Yeah.
okay,
And we have divided them, right? Places that the first part we're doing some cabbages and the green peppers, bell peppers there. We have some okras here, and this part is going to start the new project that we're starting for the bell peppers.
okay.
And we look at the seasons and what the markets would get, then start producing to meet that. And of course, we're expanding. The dam there is not just for watering.
Okay.
We also have an idea of getting our investors to expand for fishing projects. And I think that's right now. There's a little one down there and there's another one there,
Okay.
which as part of possibility to also open up for investors to come in and take a look at it and how we can expand that.
Okay. I think you are very lucky to have this part of the area where there's a dam and then there's a land. It brings us to the question, the topic, land acquisition. There's been a lot of issues when it comes to buying lands for farming. People get scammed. People get scammed. Yes. Can we talk a little about that? The process you went through. Can you take us through your process so that maybe somebody watching can learn from it?
Okay. As for me, I said this area. I found this land. I didn't take it difficult.
Okay.
It just came from my godfather. He also first elder of my local church at the Delcon.
Okay.
So freely, he's the one that gave us this land for us.
What informed that decision to do green pepper, okra, cabbage, and all the other?
Thank you, Salafi. So you agree with me that all these crops that you spoke about, these are the food that an ordinary Ghanaian will eat,
Yes.
right? And this is our local food.
Yes.
I mean, they are packed with so many nutrients and phytonutrients.
Yeah.
And it's not just about eating; it's about building the body, it's about building the capacity of the nation, it's about building the human resource of the nation, right? And so, if you talk about bell pepper, if you talk about okra, we talk about cabbages. I think there wouldn't be a week gone by which you wouldn't find a single Ghanaian home using any of this. Pepper is in almost all of our food. Probably we're thinking about going into chili, but for now, we still want to stick with the green pepper. There are a lot of challenges with green pepper though, but viewers and some of the farmers will agree with me that we're able to master it and do it well. It is also very profitable.
Okay.
Today, we have our resources. Most of them are using bell pepper because it's not hot.
Yes.
So few habaneros or hot pepper added to it. I mean, that's fantastic meal. These are some of the ways. So we look at it, then that tells you that there'll be demand going for it.
All right. So you talked about challenges. Let's go a little deep into that. What are some of the challenges you faced? How long have you been in the farming business?
Okay. We started on 2018 then, but as for the vegetables and this thing, those are last year. Yeah.
Okay. So far, how is it going? I'm talking about the vegetables now.
Okay.
How is it going?
Oh, if you are able to get it right, I think it's good. It's quite okay. No, compared to working for somebody to pay you in a month.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, compared to somebody who takes a salary in a month.
Exactly.
Farming is okay.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
100% sure.
100%. Okay. We'll go a little deep into that, but let's talk about your first year in vegetable farming, green pepper, cabbages. What are some of the major challenges you faced?
Yes, so apart from financing, because we still need money to start. And sometimes some farmers say, oh, you don't farm it, you still need money.
Yeah.
Especially when you go into green bell pepper, you really need money. So that's the first one. But the second one I want to talk about is the pest controlling.
Okay.
We had a very big challenge with aphids and thrips. These are some of the things. So if you control your pest, make sure that there's a consistent spraying.
Okay.
You listen to your agronomists, and some of the farmers don't have agronomists.
Yeah.
So they tend to watch YouTube videos, they'll be calling people, how did you do it? There are different conditions around different areas. So what A did might probably not work for you in your area because there are different weather, there are different kind of soil. There are some places that there are other people also farming the same thing. That means that you have a higher risk of pest transferring from their side to your side.
Okay.
Good. So it's better you get an agronomist. We have an agronomist that normally comes in and advise us, tells us what to do. But sometimes things happen.
Okay.
Remember the CEO of Nokia, we did everything wrong, but they still lost. So sometimes things happen. So that is where you need that courage that when you fall, you can raise up again.
Yeah.
But just as my brother said, being prepared if you master it is good. So you know, of course, it also depends on the seed that you use. A very quality seed.
Okay.
Can you get me one? So this is what we use as some bad.
Okay.
And this is the highest. I think it was 1,000. Very apart all of them, but it also resistance to some of the pests. So at least it minimizes your risk. Okay. Yeah. This is our first season.
This is your second one.
Yeah.
The first one, how did it go?
It went very well.
It went very well.
In fact, other guys around they always pass by and say that, oh, if you guys knew that you're going to hit like this, you should have rather move out, let's say 5 acres.
Okay.
Right? Yeah. So it did very well.
Okay.
But just as I also said, there are a couple of challenges. Even labor, getting people to work is another big challenge.
Okay.
And for bell pepper, you need to be consistent with all the process. If you are watering, you need to. That's why, of course, we have dam here. We wouldn't wait for the rainwater to do that. So we started well. We followed the advice that our agronomist gave, and also my brother is also very good in that. And when it comes to the chemicals to use, apart from the agronomist coming in. Because whilst you're moving on, you're also learning alongside. You always know when you get your agronomist coming in. Sometimes they also lost that somewhere.
Okay.
So you also need to take records so that you can be consistent in what you're doing.
Yeah. So for the 1 acre that you did, you say it's not even up to 1 acre. Let's try and then center on just that 1 acre and do a cost breakdown for somebody who would want to come in and invest.
Okay, in fact, my brother is the one who does the bookkeeping. But then, honestly, if you're starting afresh, that is where you need the capital.
Okay.
But the second phase, the third phase, I mean, the cost begins to go down because there are some things. Let's say, for instance, the pumping machine. You wouldn't buy it twice.
Okay.
Maybe you use it for 3 or 4 seasons. If you want to expand, you can upgrade it, or you can improve that. The second season you might not buy again, so you mean that in the second season that cost will go down. Yeah. But if you're starting afresh, there are a lot of things that you need to buy. All the farming tools, you need to buy them once, and that is where the cost goes high. Okay. And also, I will also say that you need to get them from the right places. You need to do your comparison. Sometimes people will just go and buy because other person says, okay, I bought it from here. Apart from the fact that you have the best quality, you also need to compare the prices. These are some of the little ways you can minimize your cost. But you can look at something between 50,000, 60,000 thereabouts. So
that's if you have all the tools, or
that is if you don't have anything.
You don't have anything at all. Yeah. Okay.
I'm sure my brother will be but sometimes you expect some costs which probably you did not factor, but you need to. Yeah. Sometimes when we are doing some of these things, we don't factor fuel, we don't factor transportation, we don't factor some money you give to people to just come and look at your farm for you. All those things we don't factor. But when you get on grounds,
there's a different ball.
You need to pay those guys to take a look at it for you. And this is how at the end of the day you realize, okay, you did a budget pay, but it went up a little bit.
Okay. So you talked about you being the bookkeeper. Give us a figure. A figure, maybe how much you spend.
But if you're a beginner, like you need to buy all the accessories.
Okay.
The land acquisition, and because we are lucky that we are not paying for the land, so we don't factor into. If, for instance, you are paying for it, so you have to include that one too.
Okay.
Yeah. Starting the 1 acre there, we spent not less than 60,000.
Not less than 60,000.
Yeah. For the irrigation system, the plumbing, and all that, and buying your seed, buying fertilizer application, and the chemical that you use to spray, all that before you start your first harvest. Not less than 60,000.
Not less than 60,000. You talked about bookkeeping, and then what I want to ask is, have you structured the business in a way that do you have an administration? Do you consider the business like the way people who are in companies consider it?
Yes, yes, yeah, yes. Sorry, I want to answer this one. Yes, so that is what we're doing, but there are little challenges. You know, when you don't have more hands, you are the same person planting, you are the same person keeping the farm, you are the same person keeping the booths, you are the same person doing sales or marketing. So sometimes there are little challenges here and there, but we try as much as possible to follow what we have. So we don't also always be here. Sometimes we take some time. We take some time out to sit down, we restructure, we look at what didn't go on well, then restructure, then we come in. So there are more of iteration inside what we're doing. But I think we are doing well. And then we're counting our experiences as we are moving forward, and we're making the right decisions. Yeah.
Okay. So with the bookkeeping, do you think what was the benefit of keeping your books?
So it will help you to know your costs that you have incurred, and it will help you to also ascertain your profit margin, your net and all that. So when you go to business, you have to do profit and loss account. So before you tabulate all your production costs and your expenses and your revenue before you ascertain your net. So it's taking account on your everything that we are doing it. I think to help you to think focus on what you wanted to do. So taking an account or keeping an account is very, very necessary in every business, or especially when we are in farming. When you want to do it as a business, so a lot of people they don't do farm as a business. So we are not going into that. Kind of. So want to do it. If you not even get profits, it shouldn't be lost.
You understand what you are doing. Yeah. What's the most expensive part of farming?
Okay, I'll think that. So I would say the fertilizer and what do you call it, pest control. Because those ones you can't just say that you want to wait and now you're not going to do so soon before you come in. No. And there are other factors that you might not perceive, but you face them, and you should be ready to curb it up, because if you leave it, the whole project will go down the drain. So come prepared. I'll tell you, come prepared.
So in terms of financing as well, since we are talking about farming as a business, in terms of financing, how do you guys finance all these costs? Because we are talking about 40,000, 16,000. It's not easy. So how do you guys bring money together to finance?
Yes. That's a wonderful question. As you know, there's a few banks will give you the loan, especially when they're startup. It's quite a challenge in our part of our country, of our world. But as I said, if you want to start anything, you need to prepare. My brother here is a big man, so he's not just a farmer, he's a big man. So you need to come prepared. We did some savings as well. I had some savings before I quit. So when I met him and we had the same passion, we had the same goal, we realized that we need to put our heads together, our hands together, and obviously our money together. Then start. So sometimes where one part is weak, another part also supports. And yes, and of course we also want to thank our man, our godfather, because apart from he giving us the land, because that one also has been a cost on our head. Yes, so that's how we pull things. So it's just private. We just pulling from ourselves.
So the money is coming from yourself, your pockets. Going forward, do you have any plans of reaching out to maybe any bank, or have you tried reaching out to any bank, any NGOs or any grants? Are there any ways that government has come to try to help you?
Okay, so for now, for government, not yet. There are other people also helping us to see some of these bodies. I think last week, one of the bank, Smiles, let me say Smiles, so it's something that we are now looking into it. But sometimes the interest rate is quite high. If you're a beginner, you need to also consider your risks, because when the interest is high, It's a little bit of a challenge, right? But we are for now, as we are working with own funds, we are expecting that if our doors are open, we are also looking out for investors. Sometimes some of my friends who used to work with me in America, in Germany, or man, I want to come back do farming. I want to say, so fine, you want to save, you can save. But you need to start doing something. Yeah. We were all there. We want to come, you'll be there so that you don't come, you won't come because there are a lot of challenge when you step in. And if you don't take care, you go back. Yeah. That one I'll tell you. One, I think I watched one of your videos. One man said that in Bell Pepper, if you don't come with money, you run. Yeah. Obviously, you run. Yeah. So yes, we are open up if you want to partner with us, if you want to invest. Sometimes some people come that okay, they want us to farm for them. Okay. They have their money. They just don't need. They don't have the technical know-how. They don't have the land. They don't even have any agronomists. We have all this setup, and we can allocate them part of the land. You know, as we speak with our big man, this part of the land he pays. We farm for them and we go into agreement. Okay. If you want to partner with us, how much you want to bring it up, we partner with us and we go into agreement. And at the end of the day, we see how it goes.
We are going into one of the major parts of farming, which is marketing. What are some of the challenges you faced in marketing? We are going straight to the challenges, right?
Okay, thank you. So I think in Ghana, for the challenges that farmers face in marketing, maybe I'll say they're almost the same. Okay, of course, it still depends on who your buyers are, but the major buyers that we have on grounds are the major market women, and we have the middlemen who will come and buy, and now they will resell to the market women. Then the market women will also resell to the end user, or maybe the other person that goes to buy the food. Yeah, but when it comes to the sales and the marketing, if you have let me say a particular shop or supermarket that you are delivering to, that one there's consistency, there's fairness in price, there's no any middle person. You know at the end of the day how much you are getting. The price can stay at a particular level for some time. But with this market women, trust me, sometimes you don't even know how much you are going to sell until you sell it. Okay. Why am I saying that? Depends on the quantity of product that comes to the market. Okay. So let me give you a vivid example. Normally they will buy a day before the market days. So that's why we have Tuesdays and Fridays as market days. That means they're going to do harvest on Mondays and Thursdays. Okay. So that immediately when they harvest, they will now take it to the market directly. Good. So sometimes they anticipate how much or how many bags of the product that are coming in. Okay. So when let's say they were expecting that they're going to have about 200 bags, they have a way of thinking how much the price will be. Okay. But if the bags go beyond 200, let's say 500. So if you stay in the farm and think that okay, I'm going to price let's say 2,500, 3,000, and the product goes beyond that, then the price automatically drops, and that is where you need a storage. So if you have a storage, then you can store it because the following week it will go high because so there's some product like cabbage. You know, unlike green peppers, if you harvest cabbage, everything is gone. Yeah. Like carrot, if you harvest it's once. Yeah. But with pepper, you can harvest multiple times, or maybe through a month or two, depending on how you take care of before it goes, right? So you don't really have a way of, controlling. Okay. It also depends on demand and supply. Okay. If there's more demands, then mean that you can move up a little bit. Okay. If there's everybody is supplying, your price would now need to go up because it's perishable. Okay. That is a disadvantage on the farmer side, an advantage on the middleman side, because they also know that if you don't sell it, it will perish. So eventually you'd have to find a fair grounds and sell it. Okay. Yeah. So sometimes you make gains, huge gains. And sometimes you have to take what is on the table and
how is that affecting the business of farming for you as someone who we've talked about how much you put into the farming, 40,000, 60,000 here and there, losses here and there. And the prices will go up and sometimes come down drastically. A bag of onion can be 3,000. The next month, it can be 1,000.
Yeah.
How does that affect the business?
I mean, it's affect the business everyhow because you need money, right? Operations, everything, you need the money. So if you don't have a fair view how much you are going to make, then making a decision becomes a little bit of a challenge. And that is where we employ some of you, the Foam Direct and other platforms, you know, to also advocate for a fair platform for a standard measuring for a fair price. I'm sure you saw what we were going through.
Yeah.
You incur costs that you never expected, right? So in that case, if also price goes quite low, you're not going to make any gains.
So would you prefer for how it is right now, where the prices can shoot up or come down, or you prefer that there's a standardized pricing for the goods? Say maybe you know that your green pepper 1 kg, the standard is, let's say for instance 50 cedis for a kg. So that way you know that anytime you have green pepper, if you have maybe 100 kg, you are getting say 5,000 cedis for 100 kg. Which one would you prefer as somebody who has been in a farming business? Which one makes sense to you?
Oh, of course. I mean, there should be standardization, right? It's not only in Ghana here. I mean, in Europe, everything is weighed. So why can't we do the same? The same thing for our cocoa farmers. So why can't vegetable farmers do the same? We sure can do. We can do that, and that gives a fair idea of how much you're making. But at the end of the day, if you harvested and it's weighed, you don't care about whatever goes on at the whether between the middleman and the third, whatever it is. You know this how much you're making, and you can project. And I mean, make a fair, well-informed decision as far as your spendings and operations are concerned.
What do you think is affecting that decision or that idea of weighing? The weighing culture, I don't believe is almost non-existent here in Ghana, because most of the people who buy are the market women, and they don't weigh. They don't weigh. So what is affecting that decision? Or what should we do as farmers? What should you guys do as farmers to make sure that we are changing the narrative?
Okay, I think the system must be changed. And I think every food, even those who are selling on the frozen, they wait. So if they wait, if they wait, how can't we also wait the vegetables and the things that we are buying? Even the rice that we are buying it, we all weigh. We are buying 5 kg and buying this. It's weighing. So the weighing exists, but it is only the farmers that we have not been fair. Because I mean the food that we are going to consume or we are going to eat, we're supposed to know the quantity that we have taken it. So if I've cultivated 1 acre of green pepper, and I don't know how much I'm going to get it.
That's a challenge.
It becomes a very problem or challenge for the farmers. So I think we need to, as a farmers, we need to have an association that we can be pricing on all these things, so that when you're doing 1 acre or half acre of anything that we are cultivated, we know the how much we are going to get at the end of your
harvest.
At the end of your listing harvest. So I think this is how we should go. If not that, all the youth will not be have interest. They will not have interest on farming, because the challenges we are facing is too much. So if you don't have money, if you don't have all these assets, even how you can even get a loan to, even if those who have interest, and they can ascertain a loan, it's difficult, because we can do it, and we can experience a lot of heavy rain.
Yes.
All to spoil.
Yeah.
Lastly, another part is it's also inform farmers to know how much they are cultivating.
Okay.
If you go to other parts of the country who are those parts that the farmers are cultivating vegetables, they cultivate them big, very big, with the idea that the more they produce, the more they can earn. What is the reason? The reason is because most of the market women, they are into quantity and not into quality. And that brings another risk, because it means that the person will need to apply more chemicals and more fertilizer so that he can get more.
Okay.
Because that's one major way for him to earn.
Yeah.
But if it is standardized and you know that, okay, he's doing 1 acre and that's how much he can make, he can now sit down and say, okay, I mean, that's how much is okay for me.
Okay.
Next year, that's how much I can cultivate, right? So that we don't also deplete the nutrients in our lands. Because let's say, for instance, if you cultivate 10 acres, or let's say 10 people cultivate 10 acres, it means that we are looking at about 100 acres, right? And at the end of the day, we all harvest into the same markets, the same week, the same day. Go to Abobochi, go to Kaneshi, go to those major markets. You see a lot of rotten foods. And we don't preserve them. We don't turn it into anything, or we don't can them, or we don't do anything. So all those foods are going waste. Think about the money for that we use for the application of the fertilizer. Think about the human cost. Think about the entire operation cost, and think about the waste. Think about the risks in the placing the nutrients in the land that God has given to us. All these things could be managed and preserved so that we can extend our life.
Yes. You raised a really good point in terms of the quality of fruits, because the more you have, the more you can sell, because the prices are not stable. So the more you can sell and make money. So people don't really pay attention to the quality of.
Not at all.
That brings me to the question: are there institutions here in Ghana, since you started farming? Has there been any institution that came here to your land to check whether you are following a certain protocols? Or you do whatever?
It is the agri extension officers that they are helping us. And those people, they will only believe what you inform them.
Okay.
So they will ask you a question, then you answer them. So it's okay. So if what you are saying is not true, they will take it like that.
Okay.
So I think that is the problem.
And we are eating things. So.
Yes, because we say a lot of the farmers too, most of them, they are not following the protocols. And sometimes we can have the measurement and the dosage on your this thing, the chemicals that you're supposed to use. And they think that the content of the product is that we reduce, so let me multiply it. So we use our normal this thing to we are doing because if we don't do to all your things are getting spoiled. So that is how. So I think this one, the government must come in so that they support the farmers and they give them the directives. This you should and give them training on all that, so that we can produce good good product for the community.
For the community, true. Because we're just talking about exports, and then they have certain certifications, and with those certifications, there are certain things you must follow. Because when you get there, it will be checked. And people here, there are farmers here that will go through these protocols to exports. But for our local markets, we don't pay attention to it. And I think it's an issue that...
Yes. So just as my brother said, if you have an agronomist and the person is really doing a good job, I'm sure even the local farmer, they can start from somewhere. Right, with the exception that sometimes because they wouldn't want to pay this agronomist, so they find a way, or we can do it ourselves. And of course, if you take 2-3 green peppers in the market, you cannot identify which one was done what way. You only buy it to consume. So I believe that we have an agronomist, and the guy really helps us. And also we have other people that help us, like Sedinam. I think Sedinam is also on the platform. She helps us very much. And we try as much as possible because we also eat them. we do shit with some of the peppers. You know, when we come here, maybe we can come once a time. You see that we cook with some of the things So if we are eating and we are thinking about our health, it means that we're also thinking about the health of the people outside. We want to ensure that we also follow the right measurement, the right chemical applications according to what our agronomists will tell us.
Okay. So what are some of the plans that you people are trying to put in place to make sure that you maximize how much you make off the farm? Because with what you said, the market women, they come and then they price it at what the market is demanding. So if there are like 500 bags of pepper, it means that pepper price will go down. If it's 100, so supply and demand. What are some of the plans that you are putting in place to make sure that you maximize profits, you make enough profit on your farm?
Okay, so great. If you agree with me, most of the farmers farm according to the season. So it means that you need to be a little bit strategic and know that, okay, if everybody is farming this time, obviously there'll be more supply, right? So even if you're going to farm, you need to be a little bit strategic and manage how much you're bringing through, because the bigger it is, the more you're going to pay for the operation cost, right? So you also need to look at that. But most importantly, we want to farm when most of the farmers are not farming. We are lucky to have them here, so water is already available. We don't always depend on the what do you call it, the rainwater, right? So we are strategic enough to look at the market and know that, okay, this time around, almost everybody, will be out of these vegetables. You can harvest it within a month to minimum of 3, you are done. So just right when the major markets are done harvesting, ours kicks in. And that's the main reason why we also do it in phases.
Okay.
So if phase one miss, a lot of supply, you don't care. The next phase, you are out and we're still going to kick in our harvest and we ensure that at least we have a fair deal for us.
So is there a plan put in place, for instance, to be able to supply, let's say, a company that uses green pepper all year round? Do you have a plan as a business? This is not just a farm, this is not just a hobby. As a business, do you have a plan? Or have you ever thought of a way to make sure that you have one consistent supply of a certain vegetable throughout the year?
Yes, we do. So, as I said earlier on, the advantage we have, if you're farming vegetables and if you don't have a source of water, then it will be a little bit of a challenge for you. You can't always depend on the rainwater. Last year, for instance, I agreed with that we couldn't have enough rains. Probably, I'm sure maybe this time around, as we're experiencing, it will be more, right? But if you want to keep consistency, they need to ensure that some of their sources of water will be accurate and will be enough to carry you throughout the whole year. Then you'll be able to you'll also be able to provide this. They have a lot of restaurants around who are always cooking. They don't buy it so much as the market women will buy, but it's consistent, right? So some of these people were able to provide this for us, and as we do it in phases every time, even if they will be like probably maybe 2 weeks, getting to 3 weeks, the next one will be coming in. And we do a little bit of rotating the crop. So if this phase we are planting green pepper here, the next phase we are not. So we're going to plant a very big land. But even if we are doing 1 acre every time and staying consistent, we know what is okay for us. It's much better scale up little by little than to just go to 10 acres. Either it doesn't rain, either you don't have water, or the market, crashes. And that is where most of the farmers find themselves wanting, and they need to just go back and maybe come back again, or they just forget about farming entirely.
So what we are also doing, our platform is also doing to try to help farmers, is to make sure that they have consistent people who would want to buy from them, consistent buyers, farmdirect.com. Let me take this opportunity to share our platform. It's a platform that connects farmers directly to buyers. So with this, we have restaurants on there. We are constantly promoting to restaurants, schools, churches, small businesses, so that it will be easier to sell to this, get direct connection with these people who buy, because you sell to farmers, you sell to market women or middlemen, and then they would also have to go and distribute it, and they sometimes reduce the prices at your end so that they can make enough money, right?
Not sometimes, always.
Always. Okay.
I'll be confident to say that it's always. So this your platform really helps, because I have an account there. They really can connect directly to us. We are not saying that we want to face off the middlemen entirely.
No.
But I think because we don't have regulations, the profit they make there is enormous.
Okay.
And anytime I'm not saying that, okay, why are you thinking about somebody making so much of a profit? But then it's also boils back to the end user who is buying the food stuff from the market. And they always complain that, oh, normal boy. Then my wife went to the market and bought small cabbage. That's a 20 cedis for Texas. Really? He said yes. And you guys want to buy us like 10 cedis, 5 cedis.
Wow.
So at least we should have a fair deal. Because we also go to the market.
Yes.
We don't farm everything. Whichever way may be, we will not be able to farm everything. There will be one or two things that we will still buy from the market. So we also want to ensure that when we are happy working here and we go back to the market, we see that there are fair prices for ordinary Ghanaian person who is also just buying it to eat, right? But if not, then we will employ some of your platform, Farm Direct, to help us to connect directly, because then it means that we can reduce the price for the ordinary person who is buying to just go and eat.
Okay. We have one last segment, which is a fun segment.
Okay.
We are taking you back to SHS. Or GHS. The question is simple. What is photosynthesis?
You answer that.
You are the teacher,
You answer that.
What is photosynthesis?
Oh, photosynthesis.
Okay, so I mean, it's just a way of the plant absorbing sunlight and turning it to the nutrient that it needs to work for it. So this is just the basic.
We have a certain.
I'm not just going to the definition.
We have a definition.
You define it in the book.
We have a definition in the book. I also don't remember, honestly, but you didn't remember. I also don't remember, honestly. Any advice you'd want to share with the young people who are coming into farming, who are planning to come? What would you want to say to them?
Okay, we will encourage them, but you should have to prepare your mind that you're going to face so many things. You see, every farm, when you're showing our farms, we don't show it from the scratch.
Yes.
But for now, you're seeing the scratch. But we will show you when the things is on the green. You see. That one to collect, but it's a lot of things that you go into.
Okay.
So when you're coming, you have to be prepare yourself that so many things, so many challenges that you have to be faced.
Okay.
But if you don't face them, there's no way that we will overcome. But the one thing that I want to say is that you should have a companies that the factory that they can do sauce, green pepper sauce, a tomato sauce. So when you open it now, straight away now you just pour it on, so that you don't even necessarily go to the market and buy the fresh thing, because the things that you're going to use the fresh to do, you have already done it for you. So I think that this is what the government or the entrepreneurs, they should come in and help us, so that our goods and the product will not be overcrowded on the market, so that you have the reduced price. I think government and the individual, those who have money, they should do all these things.
All right.
So this is what I want to say.
Yeah. So that's the advice from Mike.
Michael Edu.
Yeah, Michael Edu. That's watching.
Yes. So the last I want to add to what my brother just said. Yes, the government is doing much, but more could to be done, especially when it comes to do with the health of the people and how farmers are managing their chemical application, and ensuring that they go about using the right PHI, so that if there's a particular interval after spraying, you'd wait and also I think the standard board or standard authority can also help us. We have a lot of big market. Most Ghanaians buy from the local market. Probably those who buy from the supermarkets are in a particular class, few people, but most. So if we don't have a body or the government helping maybe the agri people to also help the farmers to ensure that some of these things are checked. If the food gets to the market, they check and see that it is healthy for consumption. Then the government is only focusing on the health sector. Then it will be a very big problem for us. We have a lot of people on dialysis today, and we realize some of these people are mostly in the maybe Accra or the major cities. Why not the villages? Because some of the cities harvested and straight to the big markets. And the people who eat from the big market are in Accra, they are in the big cities. So you realize why that the villages are not getting those problems. So if you want to look at you know, the entire human resource of the nation as we are going together, some of these things should be looked at. Of course, we also want to employ our friends and our brothers in diaspora who have a passion to, you know, to farm, to come and partner with us. Okay, if you want a land, we will look at how it goes. If you want to partner with us, if you want us to do the farm for you and, you know, strike some deals, we can, right? So we're also looking into that. And obviously we have, I think we have 2 dams that we want people who are interested in fish farming to come and look at if they also want to partner with us. For now, our focus is not so much on fish farming, but if somebody wants to partner with us, we have some of the resources that we can take advantage of. And again, we also want to tell a firm direct that, you know, there's so more to be done, bringing more people, more investors, ensure that the platform is also stable and connecting more with people, so that if you have standardization, then we can all be happy. We don't want a situation where you talk to the youth to come and find like, you know, they would want to go about their 5 to 9 job. I have been there before. Almost the rest of my life being in the corporate world. But I tell you, the peace that you have in farms, working for yourself, is enormous. If you do always want to stick with, you know, paycheck 30 days, you have it. But one day, don't forget, you go on retirement. Nobody is irreplaceable in the corporate environment. You can be kicked off at any time. But if you have, farming is not just on the farms. How did I come to know about you? How did I come to know about the phone that we connect? We have networks, we have people, which is more valuable than cash. And sometimes they pay off much better earlier in our lives.
Okay, thank you so much. So thank you very much for that.